All. Tony Mepham is in the studio. And Corinthians are, 10 points clear. Yes, I know Russian have got 2 games in hand, but points on the doors do tend to count a little bit. They're looking pretty good, aren't they, for their first ever major league title?
It would be nice, Tim. You've known me for a long, long time. I'll not shout high about them. They've done really well.
I'm just trying to put some pressure on you, that's all.
You're not going to get it, Tim, because I've been too long in this job and I know how quick it can collapse, and hopefully it doesn't happen. The reason why they're top of the league is because they're playing the best football at the moment. Watched them recently. That performance, I thought, last week against St Mary's was absolutely fantastic, and it showed true character, because they took the lead and they had a player sent off, 2 bookings, that's fine. And then when Steve Priestnell scored, and it gave them the impetus, I think, to go for another goal from St Mary's. But Corinthians scored another 2 fantastic goals. And to be down to 10 players and play against a good side like St Mary's showed a bit of character, and I think it's a bit of maturing. Blaine Slattery's done an absolutely wonderful job. But there's some players in there, Tim, who are in fine form at the moment.
He was sent off as well, wasn't he, the manager?
Yeah, I think with Blaine, he was on the sideline, and he's just said something too much for the referee, and the referee got it right. And Blaine is passionate, except that he's probably going to miss I don't know how many games now. But it does happen, and I wouldn't say he's suffering from pressure, because, at the moment the players are doing the business. But, Danny Gerrard, who got sent off, it'll only be 1 game, I would think. He's been in good form. Ronan McDonald in centre midfield as well has been a great partner while Conor Gorman's been injured. But it's the forward line. Luke Murray is tremendous. He's 19 years of age, and wherever he's been this summer, it's just made him a totally different player. And then you go Steve Whitley, Dan Simpson, and also Sean Doyle alongside him. It's absolutely brilliant. But defensively, Cameron Lee, Stuart Smith, if he's playing there, but you've also got Phil Kelly, Chrissy Cannell, you've got Matthew Quirk in goal, and then you put in there as well Ryan Burns, who's, if you like to say, playing a little bit out of position, because Ryan can play anywhere, but the centre half, he's just unbelievable playing in that role, and that's why they're going so well, but it can collapse very quickly.
Well, they've got a test, haven't they, at Bella Fletcher on Saturday, tomorrow, because Ayr have been a great surprise package in the top flight.
A surprise a little bit, Tim, to be sort of nearly there for the Railway Cup if it goes right for them, but I think it's going to be a big ask. But Sean Kelly, we knew what a big player he is, his throw-ins, the way he plays, the way he scores. He's their top goal scorer. They've got other people in there like Johnny Shields. They've got Christian Penswick. These players have played for Peel in the Premier League, Tim. So they knew what they were going to face when they were, if you like, promoted this year. But they're a fantastic side. And when you look at them, they play on a tighter pitch at Ayr. And it's funny because Corinthians and Ayr double up now, because next week's rearranged fixtures. And it's a game that Ayr need to win to stand a chance to getting into the Railway Cup. Geordies have one to play. If they win that, then it doesn't matter. So it's all still nice and tight. But no, I totally agree with you. A little bit surprised, but were they going to survive? To me, they were always going to survive this season.
OK, Russian is second. They drew with Corinthians. That's Corinthians' only drop points of the season, but 2 other costly draws as well in their campaign.
Well, it has. St Mary's was 1.
They haven't lost.
No, St Mary's was 1, but I think the one that surprised a lot of people was Marown.
Yeah.
But now when you're looking at Marown's fixtures, you're saying that's no surprise at all. So I think everybody's a little bit wary of Marown at the moment. But, Liam Cowan's had to juggle things around a little bit, and I believe Dan Hattersley's not playing at the moment. And, Dan at the start of the season and the end of last year was such an important player for them, scoring plenty of goals. But Douglas Athletic, I'm not saying I'm tipping them to go down, but they've got to certainly pull in some points from somewhere. And last week they did it. They had a great result against St John's, but the week before it was a real demolition job by Moran, and Athletic have got to try and pick up some bonus points against the top sides like Moran have been doing. And I just feel at the moment Douglas Athletic might not be able to do that against Russian. But, Russian is still in there. You're right in what you're saying. 2 games in hand. If they win those points, then
4 points.
It's
tighter.
It is tighter. Russian and Corinthians have still got to play each other. I think it's end of January, is it? Something like that. So it's not all done and dusted, but, there's still some really good players in there. Mike Williams is back from injury, scoring. You've got Jamie Johnston in there. Alex Maitland at the back is absolutely brilliant, and Dean Kearns in goal. they're a really good side, and they're going to keep chipping away and try and get that championship.
Laxey plays St Mary's. St Mary's are third, Laxey are fifth.
Yeah, Laxey, I think, will be a little bit stronger this week. I think Joe Walters is back in, which is good. So they'll wait and see how it all goes tonight. But, Johnny Palmer, again, has got a lot of good young players there. One or two have come back from university, Tim, and they've done their 14 days isolation, so they can be included in the squad. As well with
as well. I was just going to ask you about that. When did they arrive back?
They've done it. It's all above board. I think one of them came out. 12 o'clock last Saturday. Stan Manning, it was Kevin's grandson, and I don't know if he played last week. It doesn't matter, but he's done his 14 days. They go back in, and I think it's the same in all sports at the moment. There's so many students seem to be coming back. They get the 14 isolation done, and a friend of mine, Stevie Burns, his daughter came back from university and actually went in a house on her own for 14 days. I bet she loved that. She didn't have to wash any plates or hoover or whatever, and got on with it. But no, it's worrying times for everybody, I think. But sport is a bit of a release for them. And like against St Mary's, you've got the same old squad chipping away. I know you monitor them, Tim. Frank Jones, Jack McVeigh last week. And then you've got Carl Clark in there. They're still a really strong side, and Laxey are going to see that tomorrow afternoon. And I think St Mary's will just win it.
Said it before, you don't want talented footballers who are clever.
Correct.
Moran against Douglas Royal.
Well, exactly. Douglas Royal, let's look at Douglas Royal. Up until 3 weeks ago, I think we all said they're safe. It's not going to be a problem. They've got a lot of top good young players in there. Yes, they've got some away from university, but the way the fixtures have fell over Christmas, New Year, then and with COVID, it's not really going to help them. As we're with Moran, whatever David Brew and Keir Morris has done, I'd love to transfer it to maybe some other clubs, because the turnaround has been absolutely unbelievable. When you see that they beat Peel, they drew with Russian. They've competed right the way through. They had that great win against Douglas Athletic. It's brilliant to watch. And Douglas Royal now are being drawn back into the bottom pack, and they're going to have to be very, very careful. They'll look at this one, I think, both clubs, as a bit of a six-pointer. But Douglas Royal, they've still got one or two players away. Tom Chattel was a big loss when he went back to university. I don't think Tom's back at the moment. But certainly the way Moran are playing, you've got to tip them. But this must be in severe doubt, Tim, with the weather. It's been a pretty tough week looking at some of the pitches.
Very wet.
And unless, I know it's coming in again tomorrow, and I just wonder if that'll finish off a few more, but fingers crossed we'll be okay.
And St George's, they play Ramsey. Ramsey are getting dragged back into it as well.
Yeah, they are, but I've watched Ramsey a couple of times this year, and I think they're strong enough to survive. As well with St George's, it's just letting the young players come in, and there's some real talent in there, and Johnny Myers has just got to be patient with it. Just give them the chance, because if they don't get the opportunity to play, then they'll just go off to another team. And you've got great experience in there in Chris Bass. You've got Johnny himself. You've got Sean Quay. Let them filter their knowledge and ability into the younger players, and it'll come good for Geordies. But I think against Ramsey, they've got enough.
Just looking at the table here, 7th Douglas Athletic on 14 points, 8th Moran 13 points, 9th Ramsey 13 points, 10th Old Boys 13 points, 11th Douglas Royal 12 points. The bottom two meet 12th are Peel.
I know.
11 points, and St John's 5 points. It's St John's against Peel, which is a derby anyway, but they're the bottom two.
Yeah, well, there's been a bit of movement this week for St John's. Tommy Miller, who was manager of Old Boys 10 days ago, has now transferred to St John's. There's been a bit of a fallout. We don't need to go into detail. But
yes, we do.
Well, we'll find out. I think Tommy posted on Facebook. I don't really do Facebook what went on, but I'll let you read that one.
Hang on, I'll just get it up.
Peel has some good news coming through. Lee Gale's going to play for the combination tomorrow. Alex Holden, that's Rick's son, is coming back into the combination as well. That's fantastic. The two of the big under-18 players, Scott Horn and Charlie Higgins, had great games midweek in Peel's emphatic victory against Laxey. Yes, you're looking at them, Tim, and saying, can they be relegated now? When Rick Holden came over at the Isle of Man, I think it was 96, Peel were Division 2.
They were Division 2, yeah.
They went down, I think it was 95. 96, they were in Division 2. And if you remember rightly, they got promoted. I don't think they won the league.
But they won.
But they won
The FA
Hospital
Cup.
Cup.
Was it
The
the
FA
Hospital
Cup.
Cup?
You know, they were. Or when I say won them, they were in the finals. And then the rest is history, isn't it? Because Rick transformed them '97, and off they went. So I'm not panicking against Peel. Rhys Oates, I think Rhys will miss the whole season. He's had a real serious operation. The most important thing is for Rhys to get back to work after Christmas. He's going well. He's doing all the rehab that he needs to do. But you know, work is more important than a game of sport, and he can't rush it. But League A's going to be a massive plus for them. As I say, you know, the younger players, the more experienced players coming in, it'll help them, and I don't think they'll be in problems at the end of the season.
OK, Tony, we'll give you the Division 2 fixtures for tomorrow. JCK Limited Division 2. Braddon play Foxdale. It's Castletown against the leaders, Union Mills. Colby play Governors Athletic. And Governors Athletic, 9th in the table. Good to see. Jims play Douglas and District. Onken against Ramsey Youth Centre, who are 2nd in the table. And it's Poole Rose against Michael.